said, Jessica said, she said, I wish I could be on it, but she like, it was really good. I was like, y'all, are we gonna talk about it? Cause I'm like, y'all was really, I was like prepared. All right. So I'm not gonna be a promo how like I used to be. Cause I'm like, listen, y'all, we like really talking even though we doing a podcast. Okay.
Right.
Should we do a countdown?
And 5, 4.
This be the weird
3,
part, starting the introduction.
2, 1.
What's
Let's
up,
go.
guys?
Hey.
What's up, guys? Welcome back after a long hiatus. It's been long, but welcome back to another episode of Coffee, Wine, and Life in Between.
Yes, I am Katora, and I'm here. This is my first podcast episode.
I'm so hyped. Listen, we have a co-host, y'all. We got Miss K in the building, okay? Because listen, I was struggling trying to find people to be on the show. I was struggling real hard, but I said, why don't I just add K-Cat? She's been on twice already. Really good conversation. We talk like this in real life. So let's make her a co-host. So we have Miss K Darlings here. I'm going to try not to say like a lot because I say like a lot. And I noticed I said it about 5 times already.
Listen, we're all a work in progress. So if you say like, it is what it is.
Girl.
Okay.
And you know who I am. I am Jae Antoinette. Okay, that's the internet name. Real easy for y'all. And yes, we are back. We're super excited. You know, we got a lot of updating to do. Not a whole lot. You should have been on a live yesterday.
Yes, we went live for a quick second. Well, more than a quick second, for an hour. You know, giving y'all some fresh face because we like to be low key. We don't like to always be on the scene. So it's like when we are, you better take advantage.
Yeah, so go ahead, head on over to Coffee Wine, a Life in Between on Instagram. Check out the live. It was really, girl, listen, it was a really good turn up. I saw at one time about good 10, 12 people. For me, that's good. And it was really good, girl. They was good. Listen, first of all, the questions coming in. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not even, wait, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. Good. But it was really good. Like, how did you feel? Because I know you was nervous.
You know how I am with being live. It's a different vibe. I enjoyed it. You know, seeing people engage, ask the questions. There was a few people that was on there that we like didn't personally know. So when I see stuff like that, it's like, okay, it's real organic love out here that's pulling up, trying to see what we're about. And I'm just happy we were able to give like a bit of a preview of what we're about to hand off to the people this coming season.
Yes, I know. It was really good questions. So that's going to be something we kind of add on into the podcast. You guys can like submit questions, topics. We're going to do we got to find like a nice, cute little name for it, but like advice column type thing, letter type thing. We're going to figure something out by, soon. But y'all can.
So that's what we're going to do. You know, you can submit information. I guess we'll do it via DM or email. It can be anonymous and we'll read it on the actual episode and let y'all know our opinions on it, because eventually, like, that's what you're basically asking, our opinions on it, or what would you do if this was you in a situation?
Because
that's probably what we should name it. What would you do? What would Jae Antoinette and K Darlings do? Sip, okay.
Girl, speaking of sipping, what you sipping on?
What we sipping? What we sipping?
You done got me addicted to what I'm sipping.
I'm sipping the Roscato Sweet Red. It's my go-to. It's smooth. It's affordable for one.
Yes, it
is. And it gets that fuzzy feeling, you know, gets you on that right level. And it's good for me, you know?
It's really good. It's so good. I had branched off. I'm sipping on the same thing, but I'm drinking the sweet right. Listen, it's so good. Okay, it's really good. It's refreshing. And like Cake said, it's affordable. Okay, I be buying.
It's about I want to say, depending on where you are, I think $12.99 where I'm at, and you can get it, you know, from your wine and spirits. If you're listening or paying attention, they have it. They may have it at your local markets, but it's really good. And it's Moscato, not with an M, with an R.
This is one of the bottles. Can y'all see? Well, if you're watching this, listen, I'm all over.
Moscato.
Real quick, y'all. So we're gonna do a little housekeeping real quick. So this is your first time. Welcome. I hope you have your glass of wine or your cup of coffee, but obviously today it's a glass of wine. You can listen to us on pretty much all of the podcast platforms. I know it's like Spotify, Google Play, Anchor, iTunes, or is it Apple?
I believe it'd be like Apple Podcasts. We have like our own little icon on the actual icon.
Just Google us. Yeah. I hope we're Googleable, and you can find the podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube, and I think I'm gonna upload it on Instagram TV. So like, if we go to our Instagram page and watch it on there, because that's starting to become a thing. And yeah, y'all, we want to be here. We're gonna be chit chatting. So, girl,
yeah,
you know, I love to find me some juicy stuff on the internet. Because I feel like together we're a part of a couple of groups. But these groups, some groups be like real good, and some groups I be like, "Ooh, this what y'all be doing." Listen. So I'm not gonna say the group that I got it from. I might add a picture of what I'm talking about, but I don't know her name. I mean, I know who she is. I can't pronounce her name. Gucci Mane wife.
Oh, Keisha Kayor.
Her, because that's the girl in the picture, right?
Okay.
So this been posted in a couple of the married groups that I'm in. And at first I wasn't paying no mind. I said, why they keep posting this picture? Like, what's going on?
Right.
So one of the people had posted it, and they said, see, women do too much and wonder why they get degraded. In no form is this okay. I'll tell you what this is, y'all, after I read this. And then it says, when you are married, if you don't respect yourself, at least respect the person you are with. Opinions. So in the picture,
yeah, I seen you sent that to me. But go ahead, get into
it. It's like a bodysuit, and I guess basically, you know, she's naked. Obviously, she have on pasties, and she's with, you know, her husband. And they act like
I thought you can see her nipples in that.
Is it her nipples? Somebody had added a different picture.
From the picture that you I thought I was seeing a little.
You probably
nipple action.
You probably could. So in a group, girl, they was going.
So let's give them a little feedback that me and you are a part of a few Facebook groups. You know, like.
Let me read some of the comments. I'm gonna just summarize some.
And this is a post they put in the Facebook group, right?
In the Facebook group. It's in a couple of Facebook groups, but I just was key to one. And for some reason, I don't like going back and forth, but I'm just like. So I feel like on average, most of the comments was like, yeah, like you disrespecting yourself, the person you with, you just asking for attention seeking, you know, all these things like that. A couple of men who's, if they're in this group or even married or in a relationship, they was like, my girl can't dress like that, but I'm going to be looking. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Right.
A lot of girls, some girls was like, you know, I wasn't raised like, it was just a whole bunch of responses.
It's so many different views on that. So
you go ahead first, because you know.
For me, it's like, I think I'm the type of person I can see both views. So check this. So the picture is, to give people more of a backstory, it looks like Gucci Mane and his wife, Keisha Kayor, are getting out of the car. Yeah, just in case you can show it to people. It looks like they're being escorted out of the car. And, you know, they're walking somewhere. Car or limo. And her outfit is very neutral. You know, you can, from what I've seen, you can see her breast and, you know, the booty. All that type of stuff. And Gucci Mane is next to her. I want to say they're holding hands and they're walking somewhere. So, you know, in his view, I think men look at it like, wow, my wife or my significant other is very fine So let me show this off, you know? And then there's other men who are just like, you are my wife, you are my significant other. This is for me, it's not for the masses, you know? And I feel that. And then there's some women who are like, go off, sis, do your thing, show it off, because you work hard to, you know, you may have like, you either pay the money to get your body like that, or you either worked hard to work out to get your body this way. So show it off, and your man should appreciate it. And there's other women that are just like, no, sis, like just because you got it don't mean you need to flaunt it in that way. Yeah. There's so many different views.
So many.
Now, I'm not one for trying to degrade another woman. Like, I'm not going to shade you and be like, ugh, you know?
Yeah.
Would I do it? No, but if you do it, go ahead, sis, go off, do your thing. Me, relationship or not, I'm not dressing that way.
Yeah.
Because what I got is none of your business. It's my business. Girl. If I let you into that business, that means I hold you to a high regard, because this is all me, you know? And if I'm letting you see all of me, that means you're mine. Okay. It's not for everybody and their uncle and their mama and for Google to see once they've researched. That's my view on it. And that's my body. And I don't think that has anything to do with being secure, or like, I think the caption said, my man got to be confident in order to flaunt me like this, because it's like, when you say that, obviously, you know, men are going to be coming at you left and right. You know, so it's like, why even put yourself in that situation? You know, it's just, it's not something that I would do. But if she wanted to do it, go ahead.
Me personally, like so listen, because you know me, girl, you know, I be thinking things through. So, you know, I read it and I read the comments, and I'm just like, for one, I'm like, so why is this, what makes it degrading? Like, what makes this degrading? Because if, you know, like you said, if her man is cool, if she cool with it, you know,
go off.
That's what it is. So I had to pull in, you know, Big Dog. I had to ask the hubs. What his
Big Dog?
Now I had to ask him, because when we, like, in the beginning of our marriage, when we like first lived together, just us, I felt like in his head, that's how I was dressing, and I really wasn't. So he'd be like, why would you want to dress like that? I'd be wearing like a simple V-neck shirt, with shorts, and I'm like, I can't help if I'm blessed, and it just looks more revealing. But my thing is,
well, you've always been, you know, more top heavy, you know, since I've known you since high school, but I don't ever remember you purposely going out of your way to make it more revealing.
And that's what I'm saying.
You know, you've known how to make sure to cater to what you have.
Girl, listen. So I was just saying, I'm just like, for one, it's not downgrading. Like, if this is how she wanted to dress, and even if she wasn't married, if this is what she chooses to do, so what? Like, why I gotta be disrespectful to herself or to her husband? Clearly, he cool. They, you know, out drinking. But for me, it was really the comments, and I ain't go into it, but I kind of commented, and I'm just
like, you know, some of the comments may come from women who are insecure, and it's like,
and that's probably true.
If you solid within yourself, you wouldn't be downing another woman, like, for real. Girl. Another female for what she wants to do. And it's like, okay, I get it. If that's not how you roll, that's cool. But don't say that's not how I roll and be like, why would you do this? You out here looking this kind of way. And it's like, sis, be secure within yourself, because you sound,
girl. Let me ask you this. Do you think, I've seen a lot of, this is just asking for attention or just seeking attention. What do you think about that? Because I'm just like, you can dress how you dress and not trying to seek attention. Like, you just dress.
Her in particular, she don't need attention. She's Gucci Mane's wife. She's Gucci Mane's wife. She don't need attention. She may be doing that just to keep her. She could be doing that to keep herself relevant, or she could have been doing that because she said, this is a fire outfit. I want to wear it. This is the occasion. Girl. But those celebrities, they already know, like, what it's hitting for when they step out the house and they go into a public scene. The attention is going to be on them already.
Mm-hmm. And I know
So
Rihanna
now,
had did something similar. So I think
sure
is
did
it
a few
mainly
years
because she's
ago.
married? I think is that the real issue? Because if that's the case, like I said, he right there. So,
but everybody came at Rihanna when she did the same thing too, and I was just like,
listen,
I was like, okay.
I'm pretty sure they
like you're Rihanna. You didn't have. She did it because, listen, she was like, "This is an outfit. I'm already out here breaking necks or whatever. So let me continue to break them." You know, and a lot of people was like, "This is classless. This is horrible." And then it was other people that was just like, "Go off, do your thing. You can do that." You know,
I think that's where we are, and it's always a woman that's having these issues. So I know the Hubs, he had mentioned something because she was like, it's interesting. You'll never ever hear no man go talk about another man. Yo, why would he wear that? That's crazy. He's trying to get attention. Like we just was brought up. Like we not brought up to sink. Women, we're brought up. Oh, you want to respect your body, respect yourself. Things of that nature. He was like, I didn't get that same message. So like, so to me, I'm thinking, yeah, they don't respect themselves because we were taught. Like, men be out here shirtless, whatever. We not, you need to cover yourself up because you're disrespecting your marriage. I'm like, no, it's the whole thing. I just don't think she's like disrespecting herself or her marriage. Clearly, this is her brand. This is what she does. So then I also said in the comments, I was like, so what's the difference if your wife is an actress doing a sex scene or a nude scene or Cardi B? What's the difference? Yeah. They're naked. He ain't say no response. Like you asked the Hubs, I'm like, so she could wear this, but if she goes to bathing suit with a bikini on, it's okay. Like you're still
make it make sense.
You're still showing stuff, and that's why I'm just like, what's the difference? And it's weird. I mean, I guess because you're at the beach, but it's like still kids be at the beach. Girl, like what?
Sure do.
Like, how about in Jamaica?
Yes.
I'm like, listen, this is what I got on, but if your kid here, they ain't my problem. I'm on a resort, okay, and I'm having a good time. You should have went to the family resort. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. So I just thought it was interesting, and I don't know. We gotta get out of this. Oh, you're disrespecting your marriage and blah 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 blah.
First of all, everybody's marriage and relationship, their standards and how they work is not the same way the next person works. So mind your fucking business. Excuse my language.
No,
my thing is just
like,
I know a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, that's how y'all roll. Yes, it is how we roll. And I'm not questioning how you roll. Because in what world do we live in that every relationship is supposed to mirror the next relationship? Girl, we ain't gonna last if we follow the rules that you let, because it's what y'all do is not what it was a post that came up. It said, what rocks my boat may not rock yours. So don't ship your boat. What's the word I'm trying to think? Don't sink your boat. Yeah, I'm gonna find the post and find it for you. But basically, like, what works for me is not gonna work for you. So don't try to shake and jig how I move, because it's not your role.
Girl, it's that, and I know, cause like again, when it comes to stuff like that, like I said, in the beginning of my marriage, that was like a big thing. And I'm just like, listen, if I'm being honest with you, as I'm saying this to my husband, I'm not really dressing for you. Like, yeah, I might throw something on nice, but at the end of the day, this is how I dress, and this for me. And I'm not like trying to get attention. But he, expressed like, listen, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I know your minds, you're not gonna like do nothing on me. But
exactly.
He's like, just let me warm up to that and things like that. But that's cool. That's respectable. And I know I'm not gonna leave the house looking like to make him uncomfortable. But at the same time, I'm still going to dress and feel sexy and confident, especially if you're on a date. Come like, listen, you're on a date, dog.
Yeah.
The girl is out, okay? The boobas is out. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like they out with you. For me, honestly, it's more of like they
Yes.
can look, but it's what you got. Okay, period.
Period, sis.
So,
Period.
girl, it's the whole thing. It's gonna be a topic that's never ending, but it's always people get on my nerves. Like they do too much. They do too much about what other
They
people do.
do.
Girl, I hear Wes in the background. I might have to cut that out. He really in the background.
It's cool.
But let me see. So today though, the main topic, y'all, because listen, this is the year that the 1991 babies are turning 30.
Turning 30.
Okay,
We're hitting 30.
we're hitting 30. So I figured, hey, that should be a good comeback topic that we should talk about. Because it's been the topic of conversation for some time now. And being that I'm in my 30s, even though I've only been here for a month or so,
Right.
I want to say I do kind of feel a change.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel a change.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all see, like I was saying, I've been in my 30s for a little bit, for like, I want to say 6 weeks. It is weird because I want to say I felt the change, but like, it was more of a like, okay, we here. I've embraced it. And I feel like I let a lot of things go that I don't really need to be hovering over for real, for
Okay,
real.
honey. Okay.
So, but before we talk about it, let's talk about like our 20s. Like, how do you feel like your 20s
Yikes.
went? You said yikes?
My
You say yikes.
20s, because my 20s was such a freaking roller coaster. Okay.
Really? Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
about it. I ain't trying to tell
My
you business,
20,
but yeah.
listen, my 20s went from party. Remember that song by Gucci Mane? Party, party, party. Let's
Look,
all get wasted.
speaking of them,
Like my college years were so when I was in my 20s, I was still in college, so it was still, I was still doing that track life. Something that had been a part of my life since I was 6 years old. So I was still catering to that little girl. I was in school. I was out here dating, having a good time with my friends, no serious obligations or responsibilities. I went from that to being pregnant at 22. Graduating college pregnant, okay? Nobody knew. Just a few people knew because it was something that I wanted to keep to myself. Yeah. So I went from that to like you driving the stick shift and it's like we got to switch things over.
I'm listening, girl. I don't get West. West was hard. All right.
So like
20 to
yeah, it was like a stick shift. Like I had to switch gears. I was partying out here, having a good time, doing everything. It was more so like compared to how my life is now, it was a complete opposite. I would just wake up whenever. I didn't have to work. I'm still on my parents' insurance, Girl, I'm like really just, I'm cruising. I got a car, no car note. I'm out here just having fun, having a good time. It was just like, it was those simple life pleasures that I really didn't take advantage of. And I look back and it's like, if I would have known it was about to switch up like this, girl, I would have grasped that more. So I only had like a good 2-3 years of my 20s being like in that freedom. Cause then I pushed out a baby at 23. So, part of my year 22, I was pregnant and I had my beautiful blessing at 23. So from there on out, it was for real, like put your big girl panties on. So I went through a stage of like having a good time, enjoying life, doing what I wanted, no serious responsibilities to being a parent. Like I had to change my whole mindset. I literally lost friends. Like, and I look back on it like, dang, that's crazy. Like I lost friends, I gained friends, lost some more. I like went through a stage of depression. It was just so freaking much. And I'm finally, within the last 2 years, I'm finally at the point where it's just like, wow, like it was worth it though. You know what I mean? It's just
Girl.
like, I feel like emotionally, mentally, I am at a level of like, I feel good. It's everything is not perfect, you know, but it's like compared to that stuff that I had went through, it got really ugly, you know, with the co-parenting. The thing that really gets us is like what we pictured our life, what we thought it was going to be, and it doesn't fall through like that. And we get disappointed. I got disappointed because I'm like, who the fuck would have thought I would have been in this situation?
Girl, listen.
You know what I mean? And it's like when you finally accept that and you find your flow, how to move, how to operate, how to shake and groove, know what you like, what you don't like. And one of my biggest things in my 20s that I'm learning not to do now is seeking validation from people, whether you hold weight in my life or not. What I do is what I do. You know what I mean? And it's like, it took me a while to get to that point, but it feels good. And it's not even no rushing it. You just go with it. Girl. And with me creeping up on 30, you know, come August,
listen, girl,
I feel like I'm just excited. And I was talking to my bae or whatever. And you know, the text message that I sent you, like, what advice would you, I think I said, what advice would you give someone that's about to turn 30? And the way he broke it down, because, you know, he's well into his 30s, it's just like, that's good. You know, like, you know, being stable financially and just learning, like, basically not trying to keep up with the Joneses, like know who you are and how and what works for you, because the next person is not going to care. And I was just like, yes, girl, yes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm taking that.
So, you know, for me though, my entire 20s, I was a mom. So like,
don't know.
You know, I became a mom at 19. So I didn't really have like the partying, you know, I guess that 20, like I was out here being a whole mom and being a whole wife, to be honest. So like in the beginning of my 20s, I was just trying to like understand that, because for us, but for me, I was a mom, I was a wife, and I was a military wife on top of that. So like that was a lot. That was a lot to do. So I feel like I don't want to say, I don't know. Like I feel like my 20s was just like I don't regret it, because you know some people will be like, man, I wish I could have did this and I wish I could have did that. But I'm glad to be now. This must be shocking, but I'm kind of glad I became a mom and became a wife when I did, versus becoming that now.
Oh like, yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm already. They about to be. I'm like halfway done with this thing. Like what? Like how? Listen. By like 43, 45, we gonna be on somebody's cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in my 20s though, because I was that mom and wife, I did have to grow up faster, and I kind of was like, yo, wait. Why are we doing this? Why I gotta be like that? Like what?
Right.
I don't want a parent like that. That's not, you know, like how you were saying, like this. That could be cool for you, but that makes sense for me, you know, for me and mine. So I spent a lot of my 20s really trying to understand myself, because I too went through a depression. Like it was bad. Like I thought my marriage wasn't working. I'm like, yo, you tripping. You know, I came to the point like, okay, I had these 3 beautiful kids, bless their heart, but I cannot have no more. Like mentally, I know I cannot have any more. I don't have nothing else to give. So I went through my 20s really like self-evaluating. And then by like 29, and I think COVID have a lot to do with this, because I had time to really like stop, research, read books, and I guess find my group, because, you know, I had like my group of friends, but y'all, I bless y'all, I love y'all. Everybody, you know, everybody's cool. But it was just some things, it was just like, I mean, I really appreciate the advice, but it's like, I don't know if fully your understanding or like, you know what I'm trying to say? Just like,
Mm-hmm.
so it was that. So I kind of like found different groups, different outlets, and I like, oh snap, this is what be going on for y'all too. But then
Right.
just talk about it. Like, why we doing this? So my 20s was about a whole bunch of self-evaluating. And girl,
Mm-hmm.
I came into my 30s like, listen, she go to bed at 10, or she go to bed at 3. I'm sorry we can't talk right now. I'm not doing nothing, but we still can't talk. You know, it's like I'm
Okay.
I'm more of a like a it's it's cool. I don't really want to go out in the
I've
evening.
learned how to set boundaries
Yes,
within the last 6 months. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say within the
yes.
last year or so, but like within the last 6 months, I've learned how to set boundaries and it's simple things like a phone call, like, oh, you calling me after 10 o'clock? If it's a certain person, like a cousin or a friend, sorry, I can't talk to you
Girl, it's
because I don't feel like talking, and there's no special reason. I don't feel like talking.
it's it's a
Like,
lot. And I think that's one of the things now. I'm just in this place like I'm okay, being by myself because it's interesting because I me, when we go out, girl, I'm out there. But I also like I'm kind of not at the same time. Like I'm really like I kind of like being home. I kind of like going out by myself. I'm cool.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You all know, like, especially I guess with stuff be going on that really don't have no factor. Like, you don't know about this artist? No, I don't know who they are. I don't care. I have my same 5 songs on Pandora.
Yes,
So
your same artist or whatever.
it's like,
Like,
I don't feel old. That's one thing I don't feel. My knees been
I'm
hurting.
excited. Like, when it comes to, and I don't think, for me, I personally don't think like, oh, because I hit 30, like things are going to automatically change. I think just throughout you leading up to that point, you're working on things to change. Like you're applying the knowledge that you've learned. Like if I ask somebody for advice, I'm like, okay, what advice did you wish you had in your 30s that you could offer to someone now? It's like I'm going to take that and apply that to my situation, starting before, like in my 29 going into 30, not just like, okay, now I'm 30, I'm going to change it, So it's like I'm excited for like not even to turn 30, like to get older, because I just see so many things that I am going to get in my life. And it's like I can't wait for me to feel that and embrace that, like
Girl.
I'm excited for it. And I know that I'm purposely putting myself in a position to receive it. So I'm not just all bark, no bite. No, I'm barking and I'm taking action to the things that I want. You know what I mean?
Girl,
So and it's not even like big what people would think. To me it's big and to others it's not. So like for instance, like me not having a car note.
girl, listen, no, real talk.
Okay,
That's a
like
real.
I am
Look.
serious about that. Simple things like that, like having less bills to pay,
Girl.
like my child getting older, so I don't have to be as hands on with certain things. Things that's going to make my life easier. And I'm not saying that other situations won't come about.
Yeah.
But if that stuff takes itself away or it goes away, so that's less of a mental strain for me. So then I'll be mentally prepared for the next little itty bitty thing that may come up.
Girl,
Like it's
I'm
all
the
a
same way.
cycle, but I'm preparing myself. Like I know me, it's like you learn so much about yourself when it comes to your 30s and everything like that. And I've learned like it's certain things that I can't engage in because it puts me in a certain kind of mindset. And that's not even about being 30. I think it's just like with time you learn about yourself. It's like certain music I can't listen to because I don't like the type of mind state it puts me in.
Girl,
Certain certain movies I can't watch because it puts me in a certain kind of way. And it's like I've been in that situation before, like thinking that that's not how it's going to make me feel. And it's just like, be honest with yourself. You know, if you do this or do that, it's going to put you in a weird way. So with time, you learn about yourself, and it's like, don't hide it. Don't not know what's good for you or what's not good for you when you get older and older. Sometimes you don't know because you don't take that time to really sit in your own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get tired of stuff, you gonna sit in them thoughts. You don't have no dang choice to.
That's how I feel. Cause I know now, to be honest, so I know I've been excited, but I've been excited because, like I said, I've been like reading, researching, following certain people on purpose.
Yes.
And they're all about 37 to 40 now. And I feel like for the most part, they all came to a realization of who they are, what they want in life, and accomplish those things within their 30s. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, okay, well, I know who I am, I know what I want. I know how we can go about doing it. So I'm like, well, I honestly feel by the time I'm leaving my 30s, I'm leaving out of my 30s as a boss. Like
Period.
boss. So that's one of the things that I'm excited about. I know girl, I'm having a brain fart.
It happens.
I also feel like I'm more, I won't say set in my ways, but I feel like this person, this Jay today, I feel like this is for the most part how I'm gonna be for the rest of my life at this point. Like, I have fun. I love to have me a good time, but also like, listen, I'm not with like the BS or like I don't want to say dumb stuff, but it's just like okay, what's happening? Okay, cool. So what you do? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, it's just like my time is really precious. My time is really
and
precious.
We don't realize that until we and I don't know. It's like, I know it sounds cliche to be like, you don't realize things until you get older, but for real, until you're in that situation, you really don't realize it. Like, back in the day, if somebody hit you up and be like, oh, I want to go out, I want to do this, or you may meet some people and they, like, say for instance, you meet a coworker and you see how they move, and it's like, it's not something that you really agree with, but you still hang out with them. And then try doing that when you're 28. And it's like, oh, that's how you move? That's cool, but I don't get down like that. So I'm not going out with you. Compared to me being 22, when you just want to be out here, you just want to have a good
like, what time it starts?
You're just going to do it. Yeah. And it's just like, you learn, like, and I kind of got, this was me not too long ago. Like, I seen a group of, it was people that I know, they went out and I'm like, damn, why didn't you invite me? Knowing damn well if they would have invited me, I would have said no, because I don't even like being in those types of environments. Like, I'm not a hookah bar person. I'm not a club person, but it's like, if this was back in the day, knowing that I still didn't like that environment, I still would have forced myself to go, because you just want to be in the mix. When you get older, you realize your time, what you could be doing with that time, whether it's sitting in your house, whether it's cleaning your house, whether it's taking a walk and just being by yourself, whether it's spending time with family and friends, spending time with your man, with your child, or reading a book or binging Netflix, something simple that really caters to what you like to do,
Oh, let me ask you this real quick. So before you became a parent, when we was like daydreaming about the future, like, how did you think you would be by the age 30? Because for some reason we thought 30 was old as dirt.
We thought 30 was so old. Like, so
what? So, like, how did you
for real? Yourself? I like back in the day, I thought I had to do exactly what my parents did. So I thought that I was supposed to, like, I had to have a boyfriend, or I had to be married by 21, 22. So I thought, by 30, I'm probably going to be married. But what's crazy, kids never popped up in my head. Like, kids, I never was like, oh, I'm going to have 10, 12 or 1 or 2 kids. That's something that never came up. But, obviously it happened.
Yeah.
But I definitely felt that I was supposed to be like married or something like that, because that was my only example of relationships growing up that I actually paid attention to. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be like with my husband and we're supposed to meet at like 19 years old. Cause that's basically
in
how old
college,
my
right?
right. And I'm like, I'm glad that I finally learned like how to live life in my own lane. Like that's how it's supposed to be, you know?
Let me tell you. So me, I don't know why I thought this way. I guess because I knew the kind of person I was back then. But I thought I'd be like a divorcee or like a single mom. Why I thought that, I don't know.
I was about to say, girl, what?
I don't know, but I thought I had like one kid and I just be doing me like, listen, it's cool. I'm gonna be this lawyer, DC. Like, I don't know why I had that for my life, but that's what I thought I was gonna be. Like, to be honest, I really didn't see me married, not young. I did see me with a lot of kids, but that changed real quick. But yeah, I did not see me here. I thought I would be a lawyer girl, a bomb a lawyer out here making this money, making these coins. And then it's crazy because now it's like, I'm glad I didn't do that because I would have never seen my kids. The nanny would have been with them all the time. But I don't know why. I think it was TV for why I thought that way. Because I'm just like, why would I be divorced? Because like I said, this is based on how I was back in the day. Which I don't even count it as my past because I was, in high school, so that don't count. But girl, to be honest, like what you were saying, these expectations of like, oh, by 30, we should have all this together. I'm like, for real, by 30, you're just now coming to the realization of what you truly want to do.
You just shaking and grooving. You like, just getting started.
Exactly. Like I'm just now like, and then I feel like by the end of your 20s, because I feel like even though I didn't graduate college, I feel like society, you graduate college, you get like that straight out of college job, and you kind of get put somewhere until whatever.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you something. You know how when you talk about certain situations, you talk about, we have the pros and the cons.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we're talking about the good stuff that comes with, turning 30. Mm-hmm. But what do you think some of the downfalls are, the cons?
The cons?
Mm-hmm.
I would say this is for me personally. I feel like this is based on just different stuff that I see and watch and hear from other people. Like if I was to be single, I feel like a con would be, it might be a little harder to find a mate. Cause like I've said, you already kind of like established, you already got your ways, you know what I'm saying? Like you already, like this is me, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Versus we can like grow together. I feel like that's a con. I know, but then again, this is not really a con, but it can be like for women, you know how they say like 35, you can't have children anymore, which that's proved to not what is that? That proves to not be true. Then that's a good question, girl. What's another con? I want to say, I know they say like your body starts shutting down, but your body only shutting down because you've been drinking all your 20s and partying all your 20s. Or you
probably ain't been active.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why your body's shutting down. So if that's your con, that's because you spent your 20s living life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. So, other than that, I don't really, like I said, for me, I don't really see any cons.
So my coworker, it's funny, like you have these coworkers that you work with that's like in a mid 50s, early 60s, and they be having all the advice in the world.
Girl.
So this one lady, she always talks to me like, how's everything going? How's my baby? Talking about my baby boy, stuff like that. And I'm like, he's good, ball of energy, and then she knows how old I am. And she's like, so what's going on with like your friendships and stuff like that? And I don't really like give too many details. And then she was like, girl, when I was in my 30s, that's when I seen like a lot of friendships changed. And it's like, that's not
My
the first time that I
cousin,
heard that.
yes,
Like,
my
I've heard
cousin
that
said
so
that
many
as well.
times.
I have too. Girl, I low key think
So many
I'm trying to hide
times.
from that. I don't know why. Like, my cousin
Mm-hmm.
said, she was like, I'm surprised you and your groups of friends haven't had no big fallout yet. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, girl, by the time I was 30, half of them we wasn't even talking until like 5 years later. I was like, I mean, I don't know. Like that's now I know, okay, there we go. I do have a comment.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like girls and women in their 30s, again, this is just based off of like reality shows, older
Mm-hmm.
women that I work with as well. It was more like I don't see drama, but like not arguing, but it was just more like catty, like, yeah, we don't talk to that one because we heard her husband did, like just random stuff.
Right. Like,
Just
grow
like,
up.
damn, we still having drama in the 30s, and I don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Grow up.
I have heard that as well. I kind of, like I said, because I kind of keep to myself these days, and not like, because I'm not trying to talk to my people, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just in this space. It's like I do a lot, so I need to have some just chill time. So I don't know. Like I'm not wishing that, but we
Mm-hmm.
grow up, like we grow apart, not apart, but we're growing. We're all on different paths. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I know my sister, she said this to me too. She was like, it's not like y'all losing friends. It's just y'all are different spaces in your life.
You're on different paths of life. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, me and you, we've already experienced, like, for instance, me and you, we're both moms. You're a mom of 3. I'm a mom of 1. You are
Mm-hmm.
also a wife. I am not a wife yet, but
Not
I
yet,
will
not
be.
yet.
So it's like, you know, I have a business to run and I also go to work 8 hours out of the day. I get
Mm-hmm.
home, I got to do homework, and then you are at home, you got to do virtual school with
Girl.
2 of your children. You
Wow.
got to make sure the house keeps shaking and grooving between you and the hubs. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And it's like, in the midst of that, we can't be having 5-hour conversations all the time, because it's just like, your child is gonna need you in the midst of it, or you may not even just want to talk because you just got the kids down in bed, and it's like, this is my moment that I can get it together. And it's like, a little check-in. Hey sis, you know how we do, have a good day. Or we
Mm-hmm.
might text the group, happy Wednesday, happy such and such. And it's like, you got to have like a group of friends that understand, like, nah, just because you call me, that does not mean I'm going to answer, because I probably don't
Mm-hmm.
want to, because I probably just need to chill with
Just
myself
chill.
or do whatever
Girl.
it is. So
I think that's the boundaries you had mentioned earlier, like setting
yeah.
boundaries. And it's crazy because I know in our live yesterday that had came up also, like how do you balance everything? And I felt like for that, from one I heard this before, is not, there's no balance. Like it's going to be something that's going to weigh more than others. And right
Mm-hmm.
now, in our lives, right now, family life, career life, that kind of weighs more than others at this time. So I'm
Yeah.
like I said, I'm cool with it, you know. But like I said, that one, group call we have, the check-ins every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, I also have a couple of other friends that they're in a different space in their life, and by the time they get to where we are, we're gonna kind of be out of it. Like, well, listen, my kids like in high school, they can be home by themselves. So
Exactly. Like, me and you're gonna be like, okay, where we at next?
I'm like, I'm out. Like, oh, you can't get a babysitter. My bad, sis. I'll let you know how it
Right.
went.
So wait. So that's a big pro of having kids at a younger
No,
age,
really.
because it's like, by the time you 30 something, your kid's gonna be 13, 14 years.
Girl,
Oh, ain't gonna be no diaper changing, ain't gonna be
no
no,
diaper
I need to
changing.
make your food. It's gonna hit different.
And it's
And I
crazy.
am fully excited for that. It's going to be bittersweet, because it's like, damn, my child, it's really
I
growing up, but at the
know.
same time, it's going to be so much lighter on you, because it's like, you did this.
Girl,
You
it's
know, you
crazy.
created this. You made this happen, but
Listen, I know when I first had the kids, I was like, oh no, all my friends in college doing fun stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, girl, that's not you
mm,
haven't seen fun yet. Like having fun with your money that you making for real, listen, that's a whole
yeah.
different ballgame. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to be on yachts and PJs out here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I see myself in my 30s.
Yes. I'm
Girl,
30's will not be struggling financially.
no,
30's will
struggle.
not be, and when I say that, ain't no living paycheck to paycheck, ain't
Mm-hmm.
no, keeping up with the Joneses type vibes. I'm keeping up with
Yes.
me and what I like. 30's will not be lack of boundaries. There will be more no's to other
Yes.
people and more yeses to me and what caters to me. That's how
Mm-hmm.
my 30's are going to be grooving. You know, it's like I'm going to be putting action into things that I do want. 30's are going to be filled with joy. And that stuff is starting now.
Yes,
March
girl.
2021. Like my
Listen.
30 mark is coming in August, but it's like this stuff that I'm talking about. I've already been like working on that, and it's not everything is not going to be smooth, but I've refused to be like doing worse in my
Yeah,
30's than I am
girl.
in my 20's. It's like, did I not learn?
It's
You know?
bad. Another thing this is another thing, I guess is a pro. The conversations that's being had now, it's like, oh, we're in a whole new world. So like now
Yeah.
it's conversations about investments, stocks, businesses, real estate,
Therapy.
property, therapy, legacy, trust. Like the topics are so different now. And this and
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, girl, and to be honest, I feel like even though the pandemic, it was sad, to me, it was really a blessing. It was just stuff that I probably would have not even got into until I was like 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, yo, this what y'all talk about over there at the 30 ages? Oh, this is what I'm like. That's like the conversations now. Girl, listen.
I know I don't, are we like creeping up on an hour? I feel like we are,
It's an
but,
hour.
mm-hmm. But I just want to drop like a gem. And it's like, when people are really trying to help you in a situation, whether they are physically trying to help you or if they're
Mm-hmm.
feeding you some type of knowledge, please like be open to receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so bitter. Don't be so I can do bad by myself situation, because that's going to get you stuck and shut down. And
Yeah.
you're going to be like mad at the world. So it's like, I know for me, I've learned to really like, if somebody's offering help, to just take it, and to just be open to it, because these people are here for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
so.
I'm gonna say I think my 30-year-old tip to leave off with will be follow what you're trying to be. And what I mean by that is like social media, like I follow people that I'm not trying to be like exactly, but like they're doing the things that I'm trying to do, like
Mm-hmm.
building wealth, real estate, businesses, or just overall like good people. Like follow people that you're trying to do. Seek mentorship. That's a huge thing. Like seek,
Yeah.
like I think I have. Do I have one? I have one mentor. I would drop her info, but she low key private, even though she's not. But you know who I'm talking about. I be hit her up all the time. I'm like, yo, sis, like, and she don't mind giving free advice. But even if they charge to be a mentor, pay them because obviously they know they're doing if they really trying to be. So that would be
Right.
my tip: to follow people that you're trying to be. Just because you're 30, you're not too old, to listen to other folks to give you
Mm-hmm.
advice. Kind of similar to what you said, get advice and just do it. And it's amazing. The 30 is gonna be popping. I'm speaking into existence. Okay. I'm super, super
Yes.
excited. And on that note, girl, I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. Like I don't know if I had energy, y'all. Listen,
We
if
owe
we
it.
listen, listen, y'all. We here, we recording. Like I said on the live, we moms in real life, okay? And our kids and our families come first. And this is gonna have to tell me to come. But on that note, y'all, make sure y'all following us on Instagram or Coffee My Life in Between. You can check us out personally. You can check me out at Jae Antoinette and Miss K. Where can they find you at? On the ground.
They can find me at Mixed Prince LLC.
I'll leave all of that in the info. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, download.
Don't get on the camera.
Oh,
sorry.
Let's go. I'll put a little bit of this.
Tell you about the movie.
Oh, leave us your feedback. Naughty or nice. And we're gonna take it how we see fit. And we hope you enjoyed this first episode, you guys. Also, comment below your thoughts on turning 30 and let us know. And on that note, you guys, we're gonna catch you on another one.
Bye.